All right, all right, all right. We are live. I'm so excited today. Good morning, good morning. We are live. I am trying to juggle a couple of balls today. I'm dealing with hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? How are you today? Give me oh, you said 30 seconds. Can you give me like 2 minutes or one more commercial? I appreciate you because I gotta cut off all these bells and whistles and stuff this morning that and it's going slow. So bear with me. Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning. I'm trying to cut off my I don't know why it is taking it so long, but he's gonna give me one more commercial. But good morning to everybody. Good morning. I'm on fan base too, y'all. I decided to go live on fan base today. I got a couple things going on, but I cannot get this. I got 2 minutes. Thank you. Hopefully, this mailbird, I can get it to stop making noise. But if I cannot, we gonna get it cracking. I cannot get it off, but we're gonna get this thing going. So everybody, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. He's gonna start me in just a second. And when he counts me in, we'll get going. Again, welcome to Ahead of the Crypto Curve this morning. We got a lot to talk about. All right, 30 seconds. We'll get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got so much to talk about. 30 seconds and we are in. So just bear with me.
Battery 100%. Connected to
We just
ESK.
trying to close up the wealth gap. Get to this generational wealth, bet that. We gon' lift off like a jetpack. Time to
All right, y'all. We are getting started. Welcome to Ahead of the Crypto Curve. We are going to get this thing going this morning. All right. Good morning. All right. Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started in just a second. You can't hear the music, but the music is in my ear. And we're doing this thing this morning. So thank you. I appreciate you all and your patience. Peace and blessings, family. good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast, to all you beautiful people, and even those in between. I want to welcome you to Ahead of the Crypto Curve, your go to show where we break down the good, the bad, and the bullish in the world of the cryptocurrency and some other things, because this is tailor made for our community. I'm your host, Naja Roberts, and it is my mission in life to lead my people out of financial slavery on this virtual underground railroad. I don't just do this show to change the way you think about money, but to make you change the way you look at money and everything else around you, because it absolutely matters. Today is Sunday, March 30th. 2025, and what an incredibly beautiful day it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to be grateful for. And I'm going to give you just a kind of a heads up as to where we are in the cryptocurrency space before we even go into a quote. You know, I have taken the role for the most part as an educator. This is a show educating you on some of the things that are happening around you and around our community because everything that we see, everything that is said, everything that is done actually affects our money. And I really feel as I travel around the country that people still have this misconception that anything that happens is those people over there. That's them over there. This is not going to affect me. I don't need to be worried about that because it is not going to directly affect me. Well, I firmly believe that everything that is said, everything that we see, and everything that is done is going to adversely affect our community if we don't understand what is going on. And so, in that vein, I have a quote today that says, a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. And moving forward for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, next couple of years, I am hoping that I can continue to teach you, that I can continue to inspire hope, because I feel like there is some. And I hope that I can ignite your imagination so that you can start to visualize in your mind what it actually looks like to be able to be in a digital economy and win. And most of all, I want to instill some love of learning. You know, it was also said that if you want to keep Black folks from learning something or finding out something, put it in a book. And so we want to make sure that we are unfolding things that are in books that we don't know about. But since everything is digital, I want to ensure that I am educating our community and really breaking some things down because I know that our lives are busy and there's not a lot of time with uh, taking care of our families and working and just trying to make sure that we keep our heads above water. But what I am going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is ensure that you understand that we are dealing in a different space, a different time, and we cannot be our parents. I think I am going to scream if I hear another person say F around and find out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're past that. I don't even want to see another shirt that says that. I don't want to hear another person say that because they're not the ones that are going to really find out. They're going to find out a little bit. But when we look at the larger scope of things, our community is actually being the one that is effing around and finding out. And so, if we do not have the economic stability and the economic wherewithal in the next few years to change some things around, we are going to be in trouble. And from my vantage point, from where I stand, where I sit, where I look up and down and all around, I think still that cryptocurrency is going to be the only way to bring our community out on the other side of money when this is all said and done. When the smoke clears, when things happen the way that they're happening, cryptocurrency is going to be a Hail Mary for many of us in this community. So when we come forward, we'll continue this conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, so y'all get to see the behind the scenes because I had to cough and I can't even cough on the air. So y'all get the raw deal. So thank you for joining. Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna pull up my quote, my comments. Good morning, Darian. I don't know if it's raining out there where you are, but it's sunny out here. But I heard it was raining in LA and I'm on my way. And hello to Carl. Hello to somebody that is an unknown caller. Hello, hello. We got a lot to talk about. Um, I gotta really, I was so sick yesterday. I'm so glad that I'm feeling better. And I just think I got some sort of stomach bug yesterday, but thank God that I am here and able to actually still do my show. So I'm on a commercial break. And so for those of you that are on live with me, understand the commercial breaks come in just a couple of times. And so I'm able to talk to you all. So if you have any questions or anything, what's up, Black Regal? What's up, fam? I'm excited today. Uh, just happy to be here. Really happy to share. I'm gonna be in Chicago next Saturday teaching at the Black College Expo. So, Marshila, hey girl, I hope you're still in Las Vegas. We're supposed to be coming to Vegas for the Bitcoin 2025 conference. So I may be in Las Vegas. So I'll let you all know if I'm gonna be doing some events with a gentleman by the name of CJ, the smart guy. So we're looking at doing some cryptocurrency events in Las Vegas. So I'll keep you all posted. But I am super excited. I'm on Fanbase. So those of you, yeah, we're gonna promote that new book. We can't do it on the radio. I don't know. I probably can, but I'm gonna get somebody to come on and talk about it, and then we could do that. So, but I have a new book. Y'all can go to Amazon and Google it, or you can go to my social media. I got a new book out that is called Queens in Crypto, and it's actually a Black woman's guide to just understanding what we need to be doing as wives, mothers, significant others in this cryptocurrency space. You know what, Carl? I want to come to Tulsa, Oklahoma to the Black Wall Street event. I know it's coming up in a couple of weeks. And I probably need to get some books and get out there. But I just saw that was happening, and I've just been traveling, so many things going on. But I probably may do that. So I'll check on that. But I'll let you know if I'm in the area. So I got some good information I'm gonna share, not necessarily cryptocurrency related, but I think it's some things that we really need to know. All right. And he told me I'm coming back in 30 seconds. And again, y'all forgive me for the sniffles, the coughs, but I'm here. I'm still standing. And I really appreciate y'all tuning in with me today. I am going to make it through. All right. 5 seconds. All right, welcome forward. Welcome forward. So let me just kind of give a little bit, not even necessarily a backdrop of what I'm talking about today, because I wanted to make sure that our community was aware of something that's happening in the background that people are not paying attention to. And as I'm teaching at these Black College Expos, I'm constantly telling our children that saying that we hear what you don't know won't hurt you absolutely won't hurt you. It might not only hurt you, it may kill you financially if you don't really understand all of the bells and whistles and the moving parts of things that are happening in our country and around our world. And so I keep seeing on social media people saying, you know what? This dude, JD Vance, I can't understand how he got to where he is or why he's our vice president. He's not as smart as we thought. He's not as strong as we thought. And how did he get into the presidency? And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we talk about digital currency, we need to know that we're already in the digital currency space. And I'm going to bring this to your attention. There was this thing called PayPal. I don't know if y'all knew this thing called PayPal, that very thing that made Elon Musk one of the richest men in America. But did y'all know he had some business partners? And those business partners and him sold PayPal, which allowed him to open up Tesla and SpaceX and some other things that are going on. And I want to put that out there to you that we've heard that Elon Musk paid his way to be able to do what he's doing right now in and around our country. But did y'all know that there was another business partner of Elon Musk's, and his name was Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel. He is another billionaire, ladies and gentlemen. And did you know these gentlemen were once called the PayPal Mafia? Let me make sure I'm clear on that. The PayPal Mafia. And so the PayPal Mafia got their way when they wanted and how they wanted. So let me bring something into your head. Peter Thiel took a young man under his wings and tutored him for a very long time. And guess what that man's name is? J.D. Vance. So, when we're talking about elections that are won because those folks in the cryptocurrency put a lot of money out there to make sure that the Senate was stacked with crypto enthusiasts, the Congress was stacked with crypto enthusiasts, the presidency was stacked with a crypto enthusiast. Please make no mistake about it. Any and everybody that was running and has any type of political connections got somebody to give them some money, and they are beholding to those folks. Now, I know the election is done and gone, but I am seeing way too many people saying, how did JD Vance get to where he is? So understand there is an agenda happening under the agenda that we're watching. And the digital revolution, ladies and gentlemen, is being televised. So I can't even do the Gil Scott Heron. The revolution, brothers and sisters, will not be televised because it's being televised right now. And I'm going to tell you that every single week, there is going to be a difference in what this cryptocurrency space is making. Now, at the end of the show, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the price changes, but I haven't even been watching the cryptocurrency market like that because I'm understanding that there are things happening that we're not paying attention to because there's so much noise. And we're running around here trying to look and figure out who the next leader is and all of those things. And we're missing some things. You know, distractions make perfect for what they're doing. And we're worried. Yes, arguably correct. We're worried about a lot of things. But in a week, ladies and gentlemen, some things are changing that are going to adversely affect our community. So change is happening. And so I know that cryptocurrency can feel like, especially right now, that you're navigating in a maze blindfolded. But we're here to make sense of all of it. And I'm not going to dig into all of the cryptocurrencies, but we're going to talk specifically about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some other coins because I know that they're important. I know that the 11 million coins that are out there you need to know about, but we need to deal with a Satoshi at a time and really help you understand today how to unpack what's happening on this roller coaster. And from the sharp price drops to the global tariffs that are happening, they could actually boost Bitcoin. And I'm talking long term, not short term. Plus, we need to talk about how they directly impact the Black community. And there's no way around it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want anybody to go anywhere because I need you to understand who is really going to assist you during these times. And it's not the people that are consistently telling you to go and invest in the stock market, do the same things that you've been doing day in, day out, because that is the definition of insanity. Ladies and gentlemen, everything around you, I need you to trust me and understand that the digital revolution is here, and you don't want to miss a single second of being able to position yourself or position your family and to be in the right place, because y'all seen these market these weeks. Woo! It gives me a chill because it's been messy. The stock market, I'm starting to see some of my favorite people say, I've been telling y'all to put your money in the stock market, but the stock market is not doing well, and I'm not quite sure what to do, when we have been saying that diversification is key. Yes, if you want to delve in the stock market, do that. But ladies and gentlemen, you must add cryptocurrency to your portfolio before it is too late. And yes, I am hoping that you have FOMO, which is fear of missing out, because you are going to miss out on the wealth transfer, but you're going to miss out on life because you're going to be so far behind that you're not going to understand what is happening. Bitcoin had dropped almost 5%. Ethereum fell by about 7%. XRP got these boost in their coin because of the fact that the SEC dropped their lawsuit. Now, I would normally, and you've heard me before, say, hey, you know what? I'm not talking about coins that have a lawsuit going with the SEC, but based on the fact that they've lifted those things and XRP is looking to really make a name for themselves, make some velocity happen with their coin. And now that they're not in a lawsuit, they're able to move just a little bit differently than they have the last 3 years. Now, I wasn't exactly sure, and I've always admitted that I shouldn't have gotten involved with XRP, and hopefully some of you did, but it's still not too late. There's other coins that you need to be paying attention to, and I can't provide any financial advice, but you need to really start researching some of the ones that have been around for a while and some of the ones that actually have the ability to deal in this new stablecoin world that our president is starting to present to the rest of the world. But the end of the world is not here. The end of money may be here. And these wild swings are all a part of the new world order around money, especially when there's low liquidity. And so we're really trying to figure out what's the root cause of all of these changes in the market. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the tariffs. Nobody really knows in 2025 how these tariffs are going to affect our spending, our purchasing power. We're turning on social media. They're talking about a shortage of eggs, a shortage of chickens, a shortage of beef, a shortage of all the things that we use on a daily basis. And so it's causing fear and panic. And so people are starting to hold on to their funds, but where are they putting their funds? Because they're not taking 10, $100,000 out of the bank and putting it under their mattress. They're not doing that. They're putting it into assets that will stand the test of time. So as we continue to talk about Bitcoin, hint, hint, and I continue to talk about gold, hint, hint, those are some of the surefire ways that I am continuing to save for my family, my children's children, to ensure that we are diversified in a way that will benefit us if these tariffs against China and Mexico and Canada begin to really hit us in the pockets. I've been talking about things like pre-purchasing, making sure that you have enough food to last I don't know. I'm going to say 6 months. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you Google over in Europe, they have just been warned that they need to start saving up food because everybody knows that something is coming. We just don't know how it's coming. So, as I begin to look at the cryptocurrency market, I've started to reach out. I've started to talk to more folks about, hey, you know what? I've not been big on Ethereum and the things that are going down on the Ethereum blockchain, but maybe I need to start to pay a little bit more attention to those things. I'm not really familiar with what XRP has been doing because until they were out of their legal fight, I wasn't really interested in their coin. But now I need to take a look at it. And maybe it's not too late, but it is substantially higher than when we first started talking about it 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? But I don't feel like any of these coins are too late. Maybe we need to be looking at RSR. A good friend of mine shared with me that we need to be taking a look at those. But we definitely need to take a look at Bitcoin because it is seriously a glow up. And two two words that are really going to define the era that we're in right now. We're in a tariffing dilemma, a tariffing dilemma. And I had to say that again for myself because it was a tongue twister. I need for each and every one of you to know until we sort out what life is going to look like, what prices are going to look like, when as we continue to deal with the tariffs, because more and more are coming. The president has just ordered his cabinets to continue to press and impose more and more tariffs till we see what that looks like, ladies and gentlemen. We're in a tariffing dilemma. And so that means you've got to be smarter with your money. You've got to be smarter with your investments. And this is not the time to go buy a new car, ladies and gentlemen. And one of my cousins just bought a new car for his wife, and I love him to pieces. But I thought to myself, why during this time would you do that with such a high interest rate on her head, on your head, which gives you less money to invest during this tariffing dilemma? And that's my word. It's like being when you're in a tariffing dilemma. We've never been in a tariffing dilemma. I'm 55 years old. I had never really understood how much tariffs can affect my price at the grocery store, but it's doing that. When I'm at the grocery store, and I was at the grocery store a couple of days ago, I'm buying baskets of food, but I'm watching people walk out with groceries in their hand. That's because they didn't buy a lot. And it wasn't just one or two or three or five people that I saw doing that. As I was walking in and out of the grocery store, I'm paying attention that nobody is getting a basket of groceries. They're just buying what they need for the immediate because money is getting tough. People are getting laid off all around this country. People are starting to clutch their bags and they're starting to be smarter about where they spend. I hope that our community is following suit because it's on its way, ladies and gentlemen. Things ain't cheap and they're going to get harder and harder to come by. And so, as we understand this tariff and dilemma, I am sharing with you that you need to make sure that you're investing in the right things at the right time so you can come out on the other side of money looking really good when this thing changes. We are on our way, ladies and gentlemen, into news, sports, and traffic on KBLA. And you are listening to Naja Roberts on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. When we come forward, we'll continue this conversation and talk about the US dollar and Bitcoin when we continue. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am headed in to my commercial. I got like 6 minutes, so I told y'all I'm feeling under the weather. Darian Johnson gave us let me show this on the screen. He gave us a USA Today story. And this is yesterday, Trump's tariff, what you need to know about Liberation Day. And It's really important, ladies and gentlemen, that you know what's happening with these tariffs because it affects us. It affects us at the grocery store, at the gas pump. It affects us with our investments. And Angela, happy Sunday to you as well. Marshila, Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, all right. I ain't mad at that. Uh, all right, so we're gonna get into some of that stuff in just a minute. So I'm hoping that each and every one of you, if you have any questions or anything that you want to share, put it in the chat, please. I will try to address it. I'm on fan base. I keep saying that because it's a black owned. This thing is loud in my ear. It is a black owned social media platform by Isaac Hayes III. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please download Fanbase. I'm going to do exclusive every day on Fanbase. I have decided to start my crypto virgin hour back up. It's going to go on at 12 noon. I can do it on my phone, so I'm on Fanbase. And I'm excited to really focus on building that social media platform because many of you right now are watching me on Facebook. Brian Armstrong ain't doing nothing for us. You're on. We're not on Twitter because I had to cancel that one today, but we're on Instagram. But let's get on Facebook. Let's do something for our community and let's help this brother get this platform up and running. I got wires running everywhere, so y'all forgive me. Y'all get to see behind the scenes while I'm doing this. Lisa Lee, peace and light from St. Louis. Thank you, sis. I'm struggling over here with these mics and the radio and trying to go live. But hey, Lisa Lee. Hello, hello, hello. I think I wanted to turn this down, but I didn't want to mess up my signal today. All right. Anybody online have any questions about anything? We're going to get into it. I know I had to do a little bit of preaching about our tariff and dilemma. Oh, and you can go to Amazon and find my book. Let me just see. I don't even know. I don't even know how to find the book. What with one hand? I'll say with one hand. Y'all buy my book, please, and support a sister. I don't ask y'all to do much. Let's see if I can find it. There is this video that somebody sent me that was AI generated, which is interesting. Oops. So I'm going to copy this, see if I can get it. Let's see. Let's post it. Can't post in some destinations. That's my book that I can find the link. I can find the link. You guys are going to have to go to my Instagram. But that's my book, Queens in Crypto, that I just released on Monday. If you all can pick up a couple copies and gift it to some single mothers that may be struggling and trying to figure out what they can do for their kids, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. So yay! I didn't even know that. See, Darian, that is awesome. Trump pardons Arthur Hayes. Yay! See, he did one or two things that some of y'all folks may like. Y'all may not even understand that. I'm super excited about that. All right, Arthur Hayes. Woo woo. He deserves to be pardoned. I'm glad because he's over in another country. He probably won't come back anyway, but thank you, sir. I heard you. I'm coming back in 1 minute. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm going to hide this. I need to hide it. There we go. All right, I'm back in a second. And so we're going to jump on to that. All right. We are going to be coming back. All right. We are coming back in just a second. All right. Welcome forward. Welcome forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look at this cryptocurrency space, I just have a little bit of, I'm going to just say my speculation, because it is essential that the US dollar remain the global reserve currency. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's just be honest, it's overvalued. America has to bear the cost of running this trade deficit just to keep the dollar circulating globally. And so when I look at this big picture and try to really figure out what Trump is trying to do without him actually come out and saying it, I think he's really trying to force other countries to cut down their dollar reserves, but in the background, they're creating their own reserves. Now, one thing that I have witnessed, I'm reading, I'm paying attention to statistics, I'm paying attention to numbers, but then I kind of step back because I don't know if what they're actually publicizing is the truth. And that is where the danger comes in because we can only act on what we read and what is told to us because they're not operating on the blockchain. And then that makes me know how important it is that everything we do moving forward is on some blockchain where we can validate and verify what's going on. And if the amount of gold that's moving in and out of our country was on the blockchain where we can open up the computer, where it was, I don't know that that would ever be decentralized, but if it was in a way or presented in a way where we could all verify it because everybody could see it on the blockchain, we would feel more comfortable about knowing what's actually going on. So when you ask me questions in the chat or on my email, like Naja, should we be buying gold because they said this many trillions of dollars is coming back into America? Well, we don't really know if that's true. We don't know what is happening because we have always had to rely on what they tell us. So as we continue to look at this cryptocurrency space, we got to understand that this is now changing the landscape for being able to verify and just not trust. So as we're learning which direction we need to go, we need to take the information that we read and we hear with a grain of salt. So what I'm feeling like is that this fiat money, of course, is weak, is getting weaker. And I think more than what they're telling you, that a lot of people are looking to Bitcoin as their later on savior. I'm not talking about right now. And I get this all the time on my videos and my posts. Well, Naja, you need to be telling us what's the use case for Bitcoin right now. And I am going to stand my ground in this United States and say it's not about spending your Bitcoin right now. It's about adding Bitcoin to your portfolio long term and adding some of these other cryptocurrencies to your portfolio as well long term, because we have to see what the new normal is going to be. And there's no way to get an indicator of that, ladies and gentlemen. Everything around us is changing day after day after day. I used to have you all on the show looking at daily job cuts, and I just started doing that again for the show today. And when I looked at the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, of the amount of people that are going to be laid off in the next 30 days in this country, and I'm not saying it's for good reason or bad reason. I'm not going to get into that distraction conversation. But what I am going to tell you is it's happening. And what are we going to do? because everything that is happening is going to trickle down to our households. It's going to trickle down to our community. It's going to trickle down to our states, and it's going to trickle down to our country. And so, from the top down, from the bottom up, however you look at it, it is going to cause a prolonged trade war that could lead to massive global slowdowns. And that affects us. And what we need to know is that our governments are even going to struggle in the economy. And when they print money like they've done, all they're and as they're doing, because I looked yesterday to see how much money they printed. And when I think about it, I think about Oprah. Y'all remember how she used to just give away free cars and give away all this stuff to her audience? I just really feel like in this United States, while people are getting laid off and things are happening, we're printing this money and we're printing this money and we're trying to deal with this deficit. And uh, somebody's going to be getting some free cars. And I just really feel like we need to position ourselves with the right currency that's going to give us those things. And I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for anybody to give me anything. But what I am saying is that as this wealth transfer is transferring, we need to be in the way. We need to be getting a little bit of that breeze coming towards us so that we can understand or we can benefit from some of the things that are happening while everybody else is struggling. So the good news is that inflation makes cryptocurrency shine like your grandma's shiny sunny Sunday pearls. And a lot of folks here on the East Coast are in church right now as I'm doing this show. And they've got on some pearls, and those pearls are shining. And cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen, is going to shine because the unknown is going to happen with regular money. So just get yourself ready. So, hodlers, HODLERS, don't trip. Don't trip on the dips. Stop sending me messages saying, well, Bitcoin is at $80,000. What we going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to continue to dollar cost average. And when I have more money to dollar cost average, I'm going to continue to buy more. So if you're in this for the long term, moments like these are opportunities. In the Chinese Mandarin language, I learned that there's no word for problem. The problem or the word in the Chinese Mandarin language means opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an opportunity like no other. Remember, generational wealth isn't built overnight. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is built through patience and perseverance, sorry, and a solid strategy. So I need y'all to get your solid strategy together. How is this going to impact our community and our generational wealth? Before we really get deep into strategy, I need you to go to end game. You're going to be 65 one day. You're going to be 75 one day. What do you think, based on where you are today, what you spend today, how much money are you going to need per month to make it? So if right now, today, you need $10,000 to live comfortably, and we're talking for me, 10 years from now when I'm 65, if I need $10,000 a month to live today, how much am I going to need 10 years from now? I may need about $20,000 because of inflation and everything else. So I need to take that $20,000 per month times 12 and figure out what I need for the year. And then I am praying that I can live based on what the Bible has said. And that's, was it 10 scores and some? And so we're talking 70, 75. I'm praying that I live longer than that. because my grandfather is 100. So let's just say at 65, I am going to finally retire from being on social media and trying to educate y'all and bumping my head against the wall and crying at night because my community is suffering and I can't do anything more to educate them than what they're willing to listen to and learn. Well, when that 65 comes, so we're talking 10 years, 20 years. So I'm going to take that amount times 30, 40 years, depending on how long you plan on living. And that's the number, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have saved by 2035. And when you get that number, or that's the year that I need to do it, 2035, right? That's the year that I need to have it done. And I really need to ask myself, how do I get there? Because I'm not going to get there working a 9 to 5. You're not going to get that financial freedom number working a job. So now I say, my grandparents didn't die and leave us all this money. My mom, my mom's still alive, but my dad did not die and leave me this massive sums of money. So, what makes me think psychologically or even realistically that if I do the same thing my dad did and my grandfather and my grandmothers did, that I'm going to come out and be able to leave my children's children a legacy based on the same thing they did day in and day out? It's not going to happen. So, how do you position yourself? You look at this new money and say to yourself, I'm not trying to get rich quick, but what I am trying to do is build through patience, perseverance, and a solid strategy, and come up with a strategy that helps you save more than your next door neighbor. Because let me tell y'all something, keeping up with the Joneses don't care. And the Joneses are going to be broke next year, the year after next, and the year after that. But you don't have to be, because you have a answer, a legitimate answer, or something to solve the problem that we've been dealing with for years, if not hundreds of years, ladies and gentlemen. And so, if we look at the financial systems, ladies and gentlemen, again, they haven't worked in our favor. So, we have had one hell of a time because they've worked against us. And cryptocurrency offers us a way to rewrite that story. Bitcoin isn't just for the tech bros. It's definitely not for the tech bros. I hear that all the time, and I'm so sick of that. It is a way for us to break out of our cycles of financial slavery and forget inclusion. They ain't got to include us because Bitcoin is a single issue in a sport. I must call it a sport because I ain't gonna call it a game, because we need to be playing game theory with this thing called Bitcoin first. And then if you want to get into other stuff, have at it. But we need to ask ourselves, are we going to sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and continue to let watch this wealth transfer happen without us even knowing what we need to do? Because we don't need to pull up to nobody else's table and pull up our chair. We're going to build a darn table. We're going to build our own chairs. We're going to pull up our own chairs, and we are going to be self-sovereign with our money. That's why I'm so passionate about breaking this stuff down for y'all, because cryptocurrency ain't just about charts and markets. It's about freedom. It's about financial independence, building a legacy for our kids and their kids. And I blew past one of my breaks. So what we're going to do when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I am I'm blowing through all kind of stuff. Excuse me for sniffing as I stated. Thank y'all for listening in. Let me see what yes. So Darian, let me put it on the screen so you all can see, because this is real. This is happening. So there's breaking news, and this happened last week, that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in the United States has officially been opened. They opened the floodgates for the banking system. The Federal Deposit of Insurance Corporations on Friday said that banks no longer need to get prior approval before engaging in cryptocurrency related activities, like holding digital currency assets or partnering with companies in the industry. And that's a big deal. And so I ain't even got a chance to get to that part of the show to tell that because I blew past one of my breaks. But thank you. And I'm going to share that on, I'm going to share that. I don't know, Darian, if it cut it off. Hey, Jasandra. Glad you got out of church and you tuning in. I'm headed today to my Eastern Star group is having an anniversary party. We're going to Top Golf. I'm glad I'm feeling better to go to Top Golf today. Glad this is a great show. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, some great things are happening. Great things are happening. I am going to show Jasandra. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate you. Y'all, I don't even know what kind of shows I'm doing because I'm almost begging the Black community to get involved in this cryptocurrency space. Like, this is sick and sad that we still got people standing on the sidelines just saying, well, what do I do? How do I get started? So we're going to make this thing happen. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to come back in on this. I am live on Fanbase, and believe it or not, I can believe it because I haven't been on Fanbase. I don't even have one person on Fanbase, but I'm going to keep doing Fanbase until Black folks in America realize that there's a social media platform that we can use that works just as well as Instagram and Facebook. But y'all can download Facebook. I'm on there too, and y'all get a better view because it's down here, and I'm not looking over here and all of that stuff. I'm coming back in 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Yeah, I guess I better take it to the top. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So we're going to take it to the top of the show, which I got like 8 minutes. All right. Welcome forward. Welcome forward. So a couple of the questions are still always the same. Should I buy Bitcoin? Considering the tariffs and this volatility, what's happening? My answer is absolutely. Should I buy Bitcoin because I'm about to get laid off? My answer is unequivocally yes. How do I convince my friends and family to trust cryptocurrency? Ladies and gentlemen, I still have something called a Bitcoin starter kit that they can get from me. So send me a text message to 424 317 7373. 424 317 7373. We can get them started. We can get them downloading wallets. We can get the kids downloading wallets. We can get your college students downloading wallets. You need to really just start by sharing the resources that I've helped you with. They're free. Nobody has to pay for a Bitcoin starter kit. And just remind them that they don't need to spend thousands of dollars, because as I do these especially the Black College Expo around the nation, parents are just in awe of the fact that they can buy $5, $10, $100 worth of Bitcoin. They thought they had to spend $80,000. So family, just remember the key takeaways in this is that our life right now is full of volatility, not just Bitcoin. Everything we're doing is volatile. And volatility is not necessarily the enemy. It is an opportunity. It's part of the process right now. Ain't nobody else got to say F around and find out, because we find it now. It's here. It's done. That is bull rhetoric. And I'm tired of hearing that. Whether tariffs play out in Bitcoin's favor or whether we see another wave of global money printing or whatever it is we see, just understand cryptocurrency is here to stay. And so am I, and so are you. I pray that you don't allow somebody to trade for you and give you a little bit of money and think that you're going to give them more money to trade for you and get your Bitcoin taken, because that is not what is up. That is scams. So I'm going to say that. Do not forget to download a wallet. Have people around you download a wallet and just get a little bit of Bitcoin in their in their portfolios. Make sure that you are purchasing your Bitcoin from Black owned companies. I have one. It's called the Bitcoin Bank with the Q, Bank with the Q. Make sure you're going to Amazon and buying books about the cryptocurrency space and starting to really understand this movement because it's being televised, ladies and gentlemen. The revolution, the revolution. I'm gonna start ending my shows with that. It's being televised. So stay informed always and stay empowered and make sure that you're stacking your satoshis. And so one of the listeners today shared with me, and I got to make sure that you know this. It is floodgates open, and you'll find out and hear why I am so passionate on Friday, and he brought it up so that I know. And so I want to thank my listeners. I want to thank Darian for always sending me articles. And, Jasandra, everybody's always showing me articles. But on Friday, it is official. The floodgates are open for cryptocurrency because the FDIC no longer will ding banks for working in conjunction with people like myself that are in the cryptocurrency space or holding your cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. They can now officially hold cryptocurrencies, sell cryptocurrencies, and do whatever they want to do to enhance their business relationships and their business doings. It is official, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a big deal. I don't even know if I should be screaming how big of a deal it is. I didn't get an opportunity Friday to really talk about it on social media, but it's a big deal. And we need to make note of it on this show here today on Ahead of the Crypto Curve that Friday was a monumental thing that has happened here in the United States. The cryptocurrency world, whatever the United States is about to be, ladies and gentlemen, you're in the right place at the right time. And if you just get this right by 1%, you will be flat out wealthy long term. Not get rich quick, long term. We are in this to win it. And so, with that being said, I am going to continue to share with you to buy Satoshis, dollar cost average. There was another thing that we call the Marshall effect that I have to bring up today when those of you that are buying Bitcoin are buying on a consistent basis. Saturday nights before Sunday, Monday, Sunday morning, I'm making sure I'm clear. The price of Bitcoin tends to dip just a little bit, allowing you to buy more Bitcoin on those days than you could the week before. So I'm going to tell you to continue the dollar cost average with Bitcoin. Continue to look at some of the coins, some of the top coins that are moving up. I can't tell you how you're going to benefit from a stable coin because I don't think that you are. But I think that there's some blockchains that are doing some other movements behind the scene that are going to cause their stable coins to do well. And I believe in turn, you're going to do well. I'm going to continue to tell you to buy gold and silver. I'm going to continue to say to do your dental work. Get things done. Do not procrastinate. And that's just everyday things. Get food on hand for a couple of months. Store up your medication. Make sure that you have bartering tools. I told y'all before, I buy things like cigarette lighters and booze for bartering, right? Have enough cash on hand to do whatever you need to do. And we need to continue to come to platforms like this and stick together with friends and family that understand this digital revolution because it will help you in the long term. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for rocking with me here on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. I'm your host, Naja Roberts, and I'm calling myself the conductress of the virtual Underground Railroad because we've got to jump on this train and we've got to move stealth like, just like Harriet Tubman did to move people out of physical slavery. We're moving people out of financial slavery. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, please do your dollar cost averaging because it absolutely matters. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I don't even know if I know for sure tomorrow I'm gonna start on Fanbase. Download Fanbase because I will be doing crypto virgin hours, answering questions, and I'm gonna stay persistent with this. I don't even, like I said, I don't have one person on Fanbase right now that's watching the live, but I'm gonna just keep building and keep building and keep building. Like I'm asking you all to keep download the app, but also just continue, ladies and gentlemen, to continue to build up your Satoshi portfolio. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Let me see. Somebody said, um, have I invested in that network? Absolutely. I bought 100 shares in Fanbase. So, but I've been trying to get on Fanbase. I just couldn't get enough followers and stuff happening on Fanbase. But right now, I'm going hard or going home for everything that matters to me. It matters that you're buying Bitcoin from institutions that support Black folks. It matters to me that we're on social media platforms that are supporting Black folks. It matters to me. And if you're not Black, I'm not saying anything against you, but we've got to do something for ourselves because as you see, don't nobody care about us but us. So I'm going to do what it takes to make sure my community is good. And so that's what I'm doing. So yes, I bought 100 shares and I think it cost me like $600 or $700. It wasn't a whole lot of money. That's something that I could have put into Bitcoin, but I'm doing that. So I'm doing that. And I am making sure that I'm stacking my Satoshis. So with that being said, I'm not jumping back on Clubhouse no more because Clubhouse ain't doing nothing for me. I am going to build on Fanbase and I'm going to be on there every day at noon doing my crypto virgin hour, and I'm just gonna continue to build. So peace and blessings, fam. I hope that y'all have an incredible rest of your day. I love you all. Please don't mistake anything that I'm saying for being prejudiced. I am not that. I'm just about my folks, and I'm unapologetically making sure that the Black community can win like everybody else's community wins all the time. So with that, have an incredible rest of your day, and I'm going to end my live stream. Please spread the word. I'm going to do this every Sunday. I don't care if I'm sitting in the dog restroom at LAX because I'm gonna be coming in from Chicago next week. I'm gonna go live. Y'all just gonna see dogs pooping and peeing behind me because I'm on one right now. I appreciate y'all and I appreciate everything that you do, everything that you share. I think that all of you are influential people. Start talking in your community, start sharing in your community. We need to start screaming, ladies and gentlemen, because the sky is falling. I got to find that commercial. When I was little, we used to say the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It was on, I don't even remember, but I'm going to find it because I'm going to do a video about that. Y'all have an incredible rest of your day. Peace and blessings.